Okay, I thought I would show the little ATC books that I made this morning. Well, this one's actually almost finished. And then this is a little prototype of a different style that I made. Just something that's a little quicker, easier, not as involved to make as this one is. So let me show you this one first. This is the cutest thing. I actually have a big book like this that I'm working on where I used calendar pages to embellish it, but I'm not finished with it, so I wasn't going to show it again until I got finished. But then I made a smaller version for my grandson's birthday party pictures to go in. And I think I had showed it in a video where I had showed the little box card that I had made for that. But then I got to thinking, well, why not make one to hold the ATC cards, especially since I've gotten so back into doing them with the restrictions on what I can do with my spinal surgery recovery. I can sit in watercolor for short periods of time. So I've been making lots of little watercolor ATC cards lately. Well, in some of the designing that I do, when I can't do anything else, I sit there and doodle in a notebook. I designed some paper crafting projects. So this was one that I started on the other day, then had put it to the side because now I'm working on designing a wedding book and can't wait to get started on it after my paper and stuff gets here next week. But I decided that between yesterday and today, I would get the parts cut and kind of work on the little prototype. So this is the cover, the front cover, the back cover, and the spine, or spineless book. These things are so cool to make and really easy once you just get in the groove of doing them. So I have the ribbon. The ribbon is not attached to the spine. That way it helps give the little bit of give that it needs once you begin to fill the book up. So you actually leave a little loop here, and then as you fatten the book up, it widens out and fills up that space. And then the ribbon is attached through a layer of cardstock, and then the pattern paper is over that layer on the front and back cover. I just like tie closures, so I use them a lot. And you could go back and embellish the front if you wanted to. That would just be totally up to you. So I've done the pages where they have a little flow to them. So the first two, the actual cover and first page are the same thing. Just use this side for the cover, then the inside becomes the first flat page. So I have these two facing each other. So when they open up, this is what you see. I chose not to put anything here, so depending on what ATC card I used there, it wouldn't interfere with it if there were any kind of embellishments or anything. And I just liked the clean white look since I chose the white cardstock for the pattern paper I was using, so I left that with nothing there. But you could very well put something there. I used this punch, I think it's a Stampin' Up! Punch, to do my little thumb pull access places. But you could just as easily use a round punch. So each one of these little side pockets contains an ATC. And then these are also ATCs. But these are removable completely from the pockets, and all I've done here is used a small little piece of the Scotch poster tape because it's removable. And carefully, I'll pull it so that you can kind of see down in there. There's just a small piece of tape attached just in the center area of the ATC sleeve. So if these were ATCs that I was eventually going to trade, because these are all my own artwork, I could just as easily slip this ATC out, put it in another sleeve for trading, and then pop another ATC in just to keep in my little book. You could add decoration, anything you want to here. I think what I'm going to do is take some of my inspirational verse stamps and stamp them and then layer them over these flaps and not actually put anything on the flaps. This is the center section of the book, and same thing. All I did was just added the little piece of the Scotch poster tape to the back side of the little sleeve, then the ATC can be slipped out. And see, the nice thing I like about the poster tape is you can't really even see that it's there. Even if you had temporarily removed an ATC from your book, you still got your little sleeve intact and ready to use for the next one. So the last two set of pages face each other for the flap openings, and same thing. And it doesn't matter if your ATCs are in portrait or horizontal, vertical, whatever the direction is. I call it sideways mode. You just turn the book if you want to view it, or like I said, you can take it out. So each of these pockets has another ATC. I was kind of into birds because I painted these when I went with my husband to a conference, and so the birds inspired me. And then that's the back of the ATC book, and it just ties closed with the ribbon. And this is just an inexpensive organza ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree store. I'm not sure if I can reach where it's at to show you the spool. I can't, but I can't remember how many yards, but I think it's like 9 yards of ribbon for $1, and so you can't beat it. And it went really well with the paper collection, too. I want to say this was from a Prima pad, but I don't really remember right now. Then this is the other version that I've done, and all I've done so far to it is just put some cardstock on the front, some pattern paper on the front cover and the spine, because I had to use an extra layer of cardstock to set my ribbon between. And then it's just got pages like this, but it's going to have a little more to it when I get to that point. So I just thought I would show y'all both books, but this is my absolute favorite. I love this with the little pockets and the flaps and all that stuff because I like interactive things. So I will work on getting the template made and all of that, and then I'll do a little tutorial to show y'all exactly how this one goes. Well, I'll show you both of them, but they'll probably be in 2 separate videos. Thanks.